Rugged Mountain Homestead. My name is Sarah, and today we are making one of my favorite summertime drinks, and that is basil tea. Now, I wanted to take you guys down there with me when I picked the basil, but it is so hot here that I was afraid of overheating my camera. So let's go ahead and get started. It is super simple, and it is a great drink on a really hot day. The first thing you're going to want, of course, is 2 cups of basil leaves, and you want them packed down. I have a little bit more than I need, but I'm going to steep this for less time because Dean doesn't like it really strong. I love basil, I love the smell, I love the taste, everything, so it doesn't bother me. So I'm going to use a little bit extra. I'm going to use 1 tablespoon of lemon juice and a ½ cup of honey. And that's all there is to it with water. Now this does make a ½ gallon container, so I'm just going to use a ½ gallon mason jar to steep the tea. And as you may notice with me putting it in, when I picked it, some of these have some of their stems on it. Some don't. It doesn't really matter. I just put the whole thing in there. I don't worry about pulling all the leaves off because we're going to strain it anyway. So you want to heat your water. You're going to need about 6 to 7 cups, enough to fill up a ½ gallon jar. I take my water almost to the boiling point, but not quite. If you wanted to boil your water, there's no problem with that. I just don't think it's necessary. So let's go ahead and get our water in. Push it down, make sure the leaves are submerged. And then I'm just going to take the lid and just loosely cover it. And I'm going to set my timer for 20 minutes and then we'll strain. Okay, so our 20 minutes are up and we're going to go ahead and strain the basil leaves into our ½ gallon pitcher here. And I'm just going to use a small sieve to do so and place a funnel on top of that just so I don't make a mess. Now it's a good idea to go ahead and use pot holders because this glass jar is pretty hot. And I have one of these handy dandy things that you put your hands in, and it's kind of like pot holders but they're connected so you can pick something like this up. Alrighty. It's going to have the color of green tea, and that made a perfect ½ gallon. So now I'm going to take 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, and a ½ cup of honey. I try to be careful because it seems like this always makes a little bit of a mess. Now the tea is still really hot. The water is very hot, and so that's going to help dissolve the honey. And you can use whatever amount of honey you like. It's just this was the right amount of sweetness for us. Okay, I'm just going to stir it up till it's dissolved. It is nice and dissolved. How nice that is. And since it's so hot, I went ahead and filled my glass up with ice. And give that a minute to cool off. And then I'm just going to store this in the refrigerator. This makes a wonderfully light, refreshing drink on very hot days. With our humidity here being so low, it's still very hot when it's 92 degrees like it is today. So when you start the day out by getting up, getting dressed, and heading outside, it just wipes me out. It's the time of year that we are the busiest, but it completely wipes me out. And today we headed down to the garden because the tomatoes needed some shade cloth. So this couldn't have come at a better time. That was so good. So easy. I encourage you to try it. I think you'll really like it. As long as you like the flavor of basil, you like that herb, you will love this. So thank you for joining me up here on Rugged Mountain Homestead. We're always glad when you do. I look forward to seeing you next time, and until then, take care.